we got ourselves some a little bit of Yo Ali, you know what I'm saying? We got Big Hero 6 is peak fiction. Shout out to Yo Ali. That being said, let's dive on into this hoe.
Yes, sir. It's finally time we indulge ourselves in a childhood classic, one of the greatest Disney movies of all time, Big Hero 6. And before we jump in, make sure to grab your snacks and make sure to hit the subscribe button so we can hit 50k subs, man. Y'all know the drill. So the movie rolls off with this robot absolutely obliterating its opponent into nuts and bolts. Had Shorty hitting the 1,000-yard stare. She couldn't believe she lost that quickly. You know it's bad when she didn't even last longer than KSI's music career. That's tough, my guy. So Rod Wave, aka Yama, ends up winning the match. And bro, that's tough, my guy. So Rod Wave,
that is not Rod Wave.
aka Yama.
That is not Rod Wave. That's Rod Cake. Rod Cake. That's not Rod Wave. That's Rod Cake. Hell nah.
Ends up winning that match, and bro, at first glance, this man is way too big to be playing with toys. You should be in the ring with Mark Henry or something. But I would not mind if it was a little side hustle to rack up some bread on the side. I would do the exact same. I can't even blame him. And Yama's aura was so crazy that these NPCs destroy their bots just so that they could duck the fight. But then out of nowhere, we see a little kid emerge from that crowd. Hey yo, y'all mess with my robot? I built it myself.
Yo, bro,
so we finally get the introduction of our main protagonist named Hero. And I can't even lie, with a name like that, you are destined for greatness. But then both players end up putting some money on the line, deploy their bots onto the field, and get into fighting position. The match starts off with this man rushing in with his blade, tosses bro in the air, and then dices him up into 3 whole pieces. Might as well call him Gordon Ramsay Jr. at this point. And that boy Yamo is having the time of his life. And this is a 40-year-old man playing with tiny robots, mind you.
Stop it. Get some help.
But being the main character, you cannot give up that easy, because he's like, oh baby, give me one more chance. So then Hero pulls out more money, and I have no clue who's giving him that type of cash.
Where the fuck? Hold on, no.
So then Hero pulls out more.
Where the fuck he get all that bread from? At first, it was just like crumbled up and just like loose change, but this is like, it's rolled up. It's have rubber band and look a little bit like, yo, nah, this nigga Hero gotta be a scammer. He gotta be a scammer or some shit, cause ain't no way.
Money, and I have no clue who's giving him that type of cash. Bro, at his age, I couldn't even rub 2 nickels together. I was looking like Tobey Maguire. I can't eat. I'm broke. So round 2 kicks off with Hero putting his bot into destroy mode, and he had Yama perplexed because he hits a magnificent quadruple weave. Nah, my controller gotta be broken or something. So Hero's bot then turns into 3 magnets, climbs on top of him, and then completely dissects bro, and then finishes the round with a vicious combo, hitting the Spider-Man pose on him. And, that was clean. I'll definitely give him that. Like, Hero really showed that size does not matter. Maybe Kai Cenat can learn from him. And bro, Hero should have took the winning prize and kept his mouth shut, cause Yama gets salty from the loss and then slams him against the wall, stealing his robot. Hey, teach this little brat a lesson. So right as Hero is about to get jumped by these goons, we see my goat Tadashi pull up on a moped with the cleanest entrance. And bro,
that's my goat. That's my goat right there. You never watched the movie? It's been years since I watched it. Hero was the smartest kid. He is the smartest kid, bro. He played him like he read them all like a book. He had it all innocent the first time. The second time he was like, fuck no.
How are y'all laid out on the floor like this? You would have thought Batman gave them a beating the way they're positioned right now. Hero then hops onto the moped and they start escaping from the vicinity because Tadashi hits a mean U-turn and then proceeds to land the cleanest landing notes at mankind. But then Tadashi tells his brother that if he keeps betting on illegal fights, he's obviously gonna get arrested, and he does not want that for his little bro. And turns out Tadashi just predicted his own fate because they immediately get stopped by the police and end up in cuffs. And bro, they really had Hero and Tadashi inside of that prison cell with P. Diddy and EDP. Someone needs to get them out of there before the baby oil comes out. So the boys end up getting that get out of jail free pass, and Aunt Cass arrives to pick up Tadashi and Hero from the police station. And I know you see her. She's very gorgeous to me.
Yo, hold on.
The baby oil comes out. So the boys end up getting that get out of jail free pass, and Aunt Cass arrives to
Aunt Cass, I ain't gonna lie. Hear me out. Aunt Cass got it like that. I ain't gonna lie. Aunt Cass can get it any day of the week.
Pick up Tadashi and Hiro from the police station, and I know you see her. She's very gorgeous to me. And so they finally get back home safely without any issues whatsoever. Then Hiro and Tadashi start having a post-game interview, and turns out little bro is a child prodigy at 14 years old who's way too smart for college. But his big brother obviously does not want to see Hiro go down the path of betting on robots for a living, out here putting up his chore money up for parlays. You need to stop. But Hiro then tells us that his parents died just at the age of 3, like he's the second coming of Bruce Wayne or something. See, now that explains why he's up to such nefarious acts at such a young age. But I bet you guys were munching on crayons when y'all were little, so you're no better than him. Yes, I'm talking to you right now, and you better hit that subscribe button now that I have your attention.
Me?
So Tadashi ends up taking Hiro to his nerd school, and then he meets some of his friends that he hangs out with. And you know, they're the typical weird kids that you see at the lunch table. Cause we really got bro cosplaying as a frog. Yeah,
hey,
I have no clue why you chose that animal when you could have been a lion or even an elephant, but I digress. Hiro then ends up meeting Tadashi's personal companion named Baymax, who's basically an AI-generated version of Kung Fu Panda. And he can perform all types of functions such as detecting emotional levels and even injuries, which is actually pretty radical. I mean, hey, maybe Baymax will tell Rod Waves to start eating salads and start exercising for once. That's a great idea.
That's a great idea.
I'm with that.
That's a great idea.
So after Tadashi finishes showing around Hiro his school, he tells him to hop on the moped so that they can make it in time for the next robot fight. But my man Hiro really said, nah, I'ma do my own thing. Cause he tells Tadashi that he wants to go to his nerd school. And hey, that's great and all, but how does little bro expect to get accepted at 14 years old? That's like the equivalent of letting Kaisen out onto a roller coaster. He doesn't even meet the height requirements, bro. But apparently every year there's a student show.
Hey, that could never be me, man. I'm blessed. I'm tall. And I'm over the requirement to get on rides and shit. I feel bad for all you short kings though. Y'all got it tough. Y'all got it tough. That's all I'm gonna say. Hey, shout out to y'all, man. Shout out to y'all.
Case, and if you come up with a good idea, you're automatically allowed into the school. So my guy Hiro immediately gets to cooking up in the lab, and after a few nights of hard work and dedication, he finally comes up with a final product that he's gonna showcase at the school.
Yeah.
So Hiro starts showing off his new tech that he just created called Microbots. And basically whatever he imagines in his mind, the tiny metal pieces transforms into anything he desires. Nah, cause imagine Drake with his tech, he would just spawn in a bunch of 12-year-olds. And Hiro really had the entire crowd exhilarated. Like bro really put up a masterclass performance. Might as well call him the second coming of Albert Einstein. But then after Hiro finishes presenting, he then hops off stage and then hits the coldest celebration with Tadashi like they're LeBron and Kyrie. Man, that was incredible. And then we see Princess Fiona confront Hiro, and apparently he sees potential in his product, so he starts glazing Hiro and even offers him a job at his own company. But then all of a sudden, we see Tadashi's Professor Callahan join the conversation, and this man right here is the embodiment of pure hatred. You'll see later why though. Come on man, he's a bum. Don't sell your product to him. Mr. Craig cut corners to get where he is today. Now hating on another man's business is kinda wild. All this man wanted was Hiro's Microbots in exchange for a good amount of money, which could potentially retire his entire family. But Hiro tells him, nah, it's not worth it, and then declines Mr. Craig's offer, respectfully so. So then Callahan gives Hiro an invitation letter to the nerd school, and then him and the gang start celebrating for his spectacular achievement. And I'm not gonna lie, Hiro is making me look like a failure, because accomplishing all of this before puberty is kind of insane. But times are changing now, because we really got high schoolers getting compared to Messi. It might be time for me to put the fries in the bag. And so Tadashi starts welcoming his little bro into nerd school.
We been put them fries in the bag. Especially with this movie, we been put the fries in the bag. We been did that shit.
Out here looking like a proud dad. Tadashi, I just want to thank you, man, for everything you've done to help me get here.
I'm about to make a name for myself here.
And you know, we get a little wholesome sibling moment before things really take a wild turn right here. Cause we suddenly hear people screaming in the background, and so Tadashi and Hiro sprint over, only to see their school getting burnt into flames. Yeah, this is not the transition I expected, cause we see people running for their lives, and then Shorty says, Professor Callahan is still in the building. And Tadashi, being a real one, tells Hiro that he has to save his teacher on his Superman type of timing. Tadashi then rushes into the building to go save the day, and as soon as his cap dropped onto the floor, I already sensed what event was about.
As soon as a character drops something that's like memorable to them, you know what's gonna happen. Especially if they run into a fire, you know what's gonna happen. Once you see them run to the fire and something memorable of them drops, you know what's gonna happen.
To unfold next, because the very next sequence, this man Hiro gets blasted away from the explosion of the building, and as soon as Hiro wakes back up, he sees his school gone, reduced to atoms.
Yeah.
It was a very sad day for Hiro and his friends, because he lost both his future professor and his brother in the same day. Not
mind you, this is a Disney movie. The fact that they gave such a death like this is kind of crazy. This is a Disney animation movie. Something. They don't do deaths. They don't really do they don't do deaths like that. Back then with the old animations, probably. But like, now they don't do that shit. They don't do that at all. So seeing that they did that with Big Hero 6, I knew they was gonna cook with this. I just knew.
Not a single smile was seen, only tears and pure emotions were expressed, and my boy Hiro was sitting there devastated because he realized he lost a real comrade in battle. This is like Goku losing Krillin, Naruto losing Jiraiya even. This really struck a sword through my heart, man. And hey, Tadashi got my respect forever because he really put his life aside for someone else's. And if you're as sad as me right now, hit that subscribe button so I know that you're relating to me right now. So the next day begins and Hiro and Baymax arrive at this factory and they discover that something inside of the facility is controlling Hiro's microbots, and obviously they're curious as to what's causing this magnetic energy. So after a bit of scuffling around, they end up entering the building with no second thoughts. And bro, this should have been a clear no-no, because going into an unauthorized and dark area is only inviting some danger, because next thing you know, you might see Batman come out of the shadows. And after investigating around the area on some Sherlock Holmes type of timing, this man Hiro finds out that someone is replicating his own microbots without his permission. They stole his flow word for word, bar for bar, because if I found out someone was trying to copy me, I would immediately get on the case like Light Yagami.
It's straight bootleg. That's a Temu medal right there, bro. That's Temu. That's Temu doing their thing right now.
And try to figure out who it was. Hiro then turns around to a gigantic colony of microbots rising into the air like a tsunami, so both of them start hitting the dash immediately. But right as they're trying to escape, this man Baymax starts tripping and falling over. Now if I'm Hiro, I'm leaving this fat inflatable balloon behind, because I actually value my life. And plus I barely even know you, bro. We've been homeboys for a good day or two. So Hiro and Baymax leap onto a platform, and then we see a random person with a mask controlling the microbots like he's Avatar Aang. Like, they really put the guy from Fortnite inside of this movie. But hey, Hiro was not trying to have a reunion with his brother, so Baymax clutches Hiro and then they manage to successfully escape, leaving the factory with no injuries. But they might have broken a nail or two at most, so I gotta reward them with an A+ on that mission.
I'm doing them.
So after that little adventure, this man Hiro strongly believes that the guy at the showcase, Princess Fiona, was under disguise and stole his microbots, telling us that he was the one that's responsible for Tadashi's death. And that's actually a pretty accurate assumption, considering that he almost walked away with Hiro's microbot until Tadashi was the one that told him to return it back to Hiro. And I recognize Ball. I can see the connection here. Hiro might be cooking.
Hey,
I can't even lie.
Game is game.
Hiro then decides it's time to upgrade Baymax and equip him with some karate moves that he can use in combat, just in case he encounters the man with the mask again. And then Hiro turns into Tony Stark himself because he cooks up a suit for Baymax. And you know, fighting outfits gotta be clean. It's mandatory to enter battle with a hard fit. But this man Hiro does the quite opposite, and he comes up with this atrocity.
Yo, this is trash. This is fucking garbage. Oh my god.
Yeah, that outfit was so trash that even Baymax started questioning what was on his body, and I can't even blame him. I wouldn't even consider stepping outside of the house with that clothing on. Like, they real life got Baymax looking like the Great Saiyan Man. Please take that off now. Fire your stylist. So now it's nighttime and Hiro and Baymax try to get their revenge on the guy with the mask, but this time Hiro's microbot is trying to lead it into a whole different direction. So then both of them head over to the junkyard and Lil Bro was really about to fall into the water, but Baymax comes in clutch before he fell off the edge like Black Widow and saves Hiro from his demise. And then Hiro's microbot just randomly starts floating into the air, and turns out it was that masked man who was waiting for them to appear the whole time. And bro, can we please acknowledge how hard this pull-up was from Yokai? I think that's how you say his his name? Like, look at how menacing this man is. He's out here moving like Black Symbiote Spider-Man. I remember little me watching this movie, and I was about to leave the theater. I was terrified of this man. So right as Hero and Baymax are cooking up a game plan, we then see a bright light shine straight at them. And initially, I thought it was going to be the feds that pulled up to make sure, you know, things were straight. But nah, it was Tadashi's friends that came up to check on Hero to make sure everything was fine. And bro, there's a time and place for everything, because there's a whole maniac that's on the loose. But y'all want to start a random therapy circle in the middle of the night inside of a junkyard. Like, don't you find that suspicious?
You don't find that suspicious?
So Yokai suddenly appears with a construction box right in his hands. And instead of, you know, acting like a normal human being and, I don't know, running away, this girl Lemon decides to take a flick of Yokai like it's Instagram Live. Like, I promise you, those 5 likes were not worth it. But Yokai gets infuriated because he throws the metal box at Wasabi, and instead of getting crushed like a summer ant, this man Baymax saves his life while the others skedaddle over to the vehicle so that they can get away. But then we see Baymax falling, dreaming, but then he manages to land perfectly on top of the car without actually destroying the entire vehicle, which is actually pretty impressive. But I don't know how you're gonna explain that one to your insurance company. It might be time to ride a bike.
Yeah.
So then we get an intense chase down scene with Hero and his friends driving as fast as possible, and Yokai is out here doing parkour with the microbots for literally no reason. Like, dudes nowadays be doing anything to boost their aura points. Like, what do you gain from that?
Yeah.
But after like 3 whole minutes of Fast and Furious, we finally get the climax of the scene where they get scooped up by a bunch of microbots, but they manage to make it through the swarm of tiny metal. But it just was not enough, because they all fall into the water as the masked man starts staring them down after he pretty much just attempted to murder a bunch of teenagers. I mean, let's not forget, bro really threw an entire car. Someone needs to lock this man up ASAP. But anywho, Hero must have heard A Boogie's new song, I'm Drowning, because he and the others grab onto Baymax and make it safely out of the water and see another day to live. But luckily for them, the masked man was nowhere to be seen, so they end up making it over to Fred's house as a hideout and to think of a plan to stop the masked man once and for all. So Hero eventually inspires his friends to join up as a team and to get vengeance for Tadashi, and so they create the Bootleg Avengers, also known as Big Hero 6. And basically everyone ends up getting their cool superpowers, and this man Baymax also gets an insane upgrade with his beautiful red.
This is what I'm talking. This is suit right here. This is a suit right here. This is what I'm talking about. This is what I'm talking about. Not that green shit with the stomach out. This is what I'm talking about. Look at my boy. Postured. 100 out of 10. Aura. 100 out of 10. Everything 100 out of 10.
Armor, chef's kiss. And hey, at least it's better than the last design, because now he has the ability to fly like Iron Man in the sky. And that's why they call Baymax the guy. Oh, that's bars, baby.
Nasty.
So Hero and the gang arrive at this remote destination, and they immediately hop on cams to discover who's actually the master planner behind Tadashi's death. And they catch one of Mr. Cray's experiments go horribly wrong, and they tell us that the government shut down this experiment. Nah, Cray gotta be the guy in the mask, cause he's using the microbots to bring his machine back. What do you think this is? Back to the Future? Now, I don't exactly know if that's sufficient information for Mr. Cray to be the main suspect here, but we're just gonna go along with it. But then out of the blue, they get a huge rock tossed at them by Yokai, but Baymax comes in clutch and saves everyone using his rod wave-sized body. And they end up making a solid formation, but this is where I knew we were finally about to get to the action we were missing.
Yeah.
So the fight starts off with Gogo hitting these clean dodging animations and moving swiftly on her rollerblades. But then she does a 180 off the wall and throws a lob over to Lemon, who completely fumbles the bag and makes Gogo slip all over the floor and strikes Lemon down like a bowling ball. Bro, this is what happens when you hire the wrong people on the job. You can clearly tell she's never done that before.
Have you ever shot that shot? Do you work on that shot?
And then Wasabi proceeds to go Ultra Instinct on these microbots, chopping them apart using his blade. And then Bro starts getting overconfident, but turns out his legs were getting held by the microbots. But hey, were we really expecting anything from someone named after a plant? Yokai then flings Wasabi to the side like an irrelevant side character, and then catches like 3 more bodies and lays them out like a pancake. And then right as Yokai was about to seal the deal, he then gets interrupted by Hero and Baymax, who start hitting a couple of waves and then charge at Yokai at full speed. Hero then ends up knocking Yokai down the stairs and also frees up the rest of his friends. Like, that man Hero is putting the team on his back right now like Miles Morales. Bro needs some better teammates, I can't even lie. So Hero gets back on his feet and then says the line, "It's over, Cray." But then as soon as this man turns around, we see none other than Callahan in the flesh, and he had
that when I was a kid and I saw this, I was like, yo, ain't no way. I thought he died. I was hyped up as a kid, bro.
Everyone shook. Even I was like,
this can't be.
This can't be. Like, this right here is the greatest plot twist in Disney history. Because even Hiro is like, I thought you died in the explosion. But then we find out that Callahan used Hiro's own microbots to save himself in the fire, but left Tadashi to get burned like an absolute crisp.
Wow.
He went in there to save her. All that. That was his mistake.
Was his mistake.
Wow.
You're probably wondering how I ended up in this situation.
That was his
And this
mistake.
is where Hiro realized that it was time to crash out.
Oh, yeah.
He puts Baymax into destroy mode, and all that man sees is nothing but
red.
Like, I was really in my chair geeks watching this, because we need to get revenge for Tadashi. We can't let a 50-year-old man in a shiesty get away with this. He looks like Jinxie from Wish.
Yo, I forgot that did look like a shiesty though. Hold on, that did look like a shiesty. Yo, that's hilarious. That did look like a shiesty. What the fuck?
Can't let a 50-year-old man in a shiesty get away with this. He looks like Jinxie from Wish. So Baymax locks onto his target and shoots at Callahan, but he flips out the way and makes a run for it. But this is where Baymax loses full control, because he smacks Gogo to the side and then starts walking down Callahan menacingly. Like, oh no, look at bro's face. He knew he should have just stayed in the retirement home today. Unk is about to have a heart attack. The others try holding Baymax back, but it only results in Fred getting tossed away. And then while Baymax is walking towards Callahan, he then says, "Get your hands off me," and then throws the other two away like a pile of garbage. Yeah, it's safe to say that Baymax was out for blood today. But luckily for Callahan, he manages to escape the facility with his microbots just in time. So we fast forward a bit after Hiro comes back to his home, and everyone realizes that Callahan set up his own daughter the entire time and used Cray as a decoy and blamed it on him. Like, nah, Callahan is actually an S-tier villain. He really packed up his own bloodline for no reason. Bro has no remorse for human life. He's a sick individual. So the scene kicks off with Callahan absolutely terrorizing the city, and this man immediately starts torturing Cray with his microbots and then takes Bro into the air to interrogate this man. And Callahan really thinks Bro can just magically bring his daughter back, because he's like, you took everything from me. Like, dog, you are not Wanda. I don't even know what Cray's supposed to do in this situation. But then this absolute psychopath activates a portal to which all living matter starts getting extracted. Bro's really destroying the entire Earth just because of her. Like, she's not that important, bro. Big Hero 6 then finally arrives to the scene to stand on business, and this pull-up was actually mad clean, I can't even lie. But then Hiro proceeds to say the most intimidating thing you could ever say.
Let him go! Let him go!
Oh God, he said let him go. Shut yo, Hiro, you gotta do better than that, my boy. You gotta do better than that. You like, come on, man.
Shut up, man.
So the fight starts off with Hiro thrusting towards Callahan, but then he hits a clean weave and then grabs Baymax by the legs and swings him around town, which sends Hiro tumbling into a random building. But Callahan was not playing around, because he grabs Baymax again and then slams him straight into the floor, and that boy Baymax is out for that count. He got cooked badly. Gogo then makes her entrance by hitting 2 easy weaves, only for her to get trapped inside of a ball full of microbots, slowly coming closer, about to devour her into a 5-star meal. And Fred might actually be related to Patrick Star, because this idiot tries burning metal with fire. I don't know how you think that's gonna work, but you stupid. Fred then gets body slammed against the wall and suddenly gets his arms and legs held up by the microbot. Like, that man Fred is no benefit to the team. They're better off letting me enter this squabble. But Wasabi, on the other hand, was deflecting every single attack with his blades. But that's until he gets snuck up on by a bunch of microbots and starts getting the life squeezed out of him. And right as everyone's hopes were going down the drain, Hiro then decides to play that new KSI song.
From the screen to the ring to the pen to the key.
And that's when everyone knew it was time to lock in, because literally every single member breaks free from their demise of the microbots. And then Baymax also manages to find a way out and grabs Hiro right in time before falling into the portal. So Baymax starts going to work on these microbots, destroying everything using his Mortal Kombat moveset. But then Callahan suddenly ropes Baymax and prevents him from moving at all. But right as he tries sending them to oblivion, he then runs out of microbots, and this is exactly where Callahan knew he messed up. So Hiro then goes in for the final blow, but being the nice kid he is, he ends up sparing Callahan's life. But Hiro is much better than me, because I would have rocked Callahan so hard that his head would have been non-existent right now. And I know
Hey, I would have gone back from my brother. I would have sent his ass to the portal, make him join his daughter. Huh? You miss your daughter so much, go join her. Yeet. I don't care.
Dashi was watching this and was like, there is no passion, there is no vision, there is no aggression. So Baymax detects that there's still a life force inside of the portal who appears to be Callahan's daughter, who's still alive after all this.
What?
And then Hiro proceeds to replicate his own brother's famous last words.
She's alive in there. Someone has to help.
Like, this movie is so great. They really did everything perfectly. I hope we get a happy ending, because I've already been through way too much trauma. So Hiro and Baymax end up entering the portal and go on a little side quest to go save Callahan's daughter. And on their way there, this man Baymax decides to do something unspoken, unheard of, because he literally sacrifices his own life to save Hiro. And even a decade later, I still remember how emotional the scene was in the movie theaters, till this day. And honestly, I'm just gonna let the scene play out by itself, because I'm not gonna do it enough justice.
Get ready.
Satisfied my care.
And Hiro ends up making it back to home safely, but at the cost of what? Man, I really enjoyed making this video. It was 20 minutes long, so y'all better hit that subscribe button or I'm gonna come over there and do it myself. But let me...
Yo, you better watch out before I come over there. Let me stop. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to Yo Ali, you know what I'm saying? W Video, man.